Lances and Wings Episode 21. The Aniolkarka spreads her wings the day after Marek started his ride towards Abrona Lesna. The camp got ready for the wing spreading for the first time ceremony. An invitation was sent to Danilo, Katrina and Queen Natasha. To the surprise of John and Gizmo, they all accepted, with Katrina and the Queen asking to have it kept secret from everyone, including Olga. When they arrived, Natasha and Katrina were incognito, dressed more like ordinary citizens than the Queen and her sister. They went up to Gizmo and said, "We have another matter to discuss with you." Gizmo politely asked them to the tent that served as his headquarters. He started. "Your Majesty Queen Natasha. What can I do for you?" Natasha said. "It involves your wife. Please ask the Queen if we can speak to her." "Can we skip the formal speak?" Gizmo said, "Yes, I am not much on formality anyway." He sent for Selina. Then he added, "What business do you have with my wife?" Katrina answered, "As you know, she used my family name while saying her matrimonial vows." Gizmo looked at her in confusion, and asked, "So? I don't see how that is of very much importance." Then Selina arrived. Katrina said to her, "Your Majesty Queen." But Selina cut her off. "Do we really have to be so formal? Last time I saw you I called you mother." Katrina continued. "That is what I and Natasha wanted to talk to you about. I have formal adoption papers here. If you will sign them, then legally you will be my daughter." Selina was in a bit of shock. Then Natasha spoke. "It will also put you fourth and Irina fifth in line for the throne of Ukras." At this point, both Gizmo and Selina looked at her puzzled. Natasha went on, "I am getting older. Katrina is only 3 years behind me. I have no children, and only one sibling. My nephew Danilo is an officer in the army. His life could be in jeopardy if we are at war. My niece Olga is an Aniolka, or will be shortly. She could also be in jeopardy. I am trying to ensure that the throne of Ukras stays with someone who has a heart and cares about the people. I can think of none better than you, Selina. So I am asking you to be my contingency plan, to make sure the throne stays in good hands. If tragedy hits and a war again finds its way to our lands." Selina, touched by the gesture, replied, "As you wish, but as of now I cannot read or write." Katrina replied, "King Jan can help you. You are smart and will learn quickly. You will also realize that by doing this we are giving Danilo a suit of armor when he takes the throne." Selina looked at her with questioning eyes. Gizmo spoke through. "If anything would happen to him once he took the throne, it would go to the wife of my cousin. Natasha finished for him, with your wife being next in line for the throne, so either very close relatives on the throne, or our countries would be combined." Gizmo nodded. Selina then realized what that would mean. The Queen finished together, that would mean almost 1.5 million square kilometers of territory and a population of almost 10 million. Making a superpower over the area. Selina was awed by this, saying, "Are you sure you want this?" But everyone there nodded. Gizmo said the close relationship between our two nations could and probably would bring peace to the region. Selina agreed to sign. Katrina took out the document and with Gizmo guiding her hand, she signed it. Selina Laverniak Jesmowski. Nothing was said to anyone. This was to be Olga's day. Olga stood on a stage. She was wearing the bright red of the Aniolki. She had on a chain, mail shirt, as did all the Aniolki. The wings were not open. John started to speak. "We are the Aniolki Sprawiedli Voici. We are the little angels of righteousness. Today we welcome our first sister to our brotherhood. We let no injustice happen in our sight. We stand with the Most High. Sister Olga, do you swear to help your brothers when they are in need?" Olga shouted yes. "Do you swear to fight against injustice whenever you see it?" "I do." Then John finished. "Spread your wings for the first time. Let evil know the fear of the Aniolki." At this Olga pulled the strings and her wings came out. Then John unleashed his wings. As captain of the Aniolki, Bartek was next to unfurl his wings. Lieutenant Donald was next to unfurl his wings. Then the sergeants, then the rest. Then the now familiar chant of Aniolkarka was heard. The loudest voice of the chant came from Danilo, who was standing in front of the stage. While watching, Katrina started to cry. Natasha and her looked at each other and said at the same time she has been living as an Aniolki since she was 16. She is where she belongs. As the Aniolki removed their wings and battle gear to start the celebration, Katrina came into the tent where Olga was changing. She hugged her daughter and said, "I'm so proud of you." Olga replied, "Thanks, Mom." No longer so worried about not having a grandchild? Katrina smiled and said, "You are where you should be. Besides, I have a granddaughter." Then her face turned very apologetic, and added, "I'm sorry I didn't want to tell you yet." "This should be your day." Olga looked at her and said, "Tell me." "I legally adopted Selena." "I'm sorry I didn't want to tell you." "This should be your day." Olga's smile got bright. She hugged her mother, then smiled and said, "I need to go see my sister, you just gave me." "Thanks, Mom. This is my day." She went and found Selena. As she started to say "Your Majesty," Selena cut her off. "Please, none of that. Call me Selena." Olga smiled and said, "How about sister instead?" The girls looked at each other smiling and hugged.